Hello and welcome, my fun-sucking hippos. It's Super John Bombo here. Today we're starting our new series on Town Center here, playing on just regular old hard for you people. I know that this may not be a video that most people need to watch, but if you do feel like watching, well, absolutely fan-frickin-tastic. I am continuing my series. I sort of realized that I sort of screwed up a little bit and stopped continuing my series for a little bit, so we're going to get back into that for a little while here, and hopefully pump these videos out for you guys. So if you guys don't know what this is basically me making fun little sort of strategy videos. Sort of back in the day, I used to just do strategy videos for every single map on every single difficulty and that kind of stuff. And I really enjoyed making those types of videos, so I wanted to sort of continue that if I could for you guys. And instead of going mostly over the strategy itself, I wanted to go more over fun stuff going on in my life or interesting topics that I want to talk about to you guys. It's almost like Super John Bombo's podcast, alright? So if you guys forgot what's going on there, feel free to hang out and have some fun with us. If you don't want to hang out with us, that's cool too. I completely understand. If you want to wait for some King Rush videos or whatnot, let me know and we'll try to work that out, right? My next big video games that I want to play, though, is definitely Age of Empires. So I'll admit that once Age of Empires 3 comes out, the HD version, I probably will stop playing this at least a little bit. So I do want to throw that out there, that may be something that throws a little bit of a wrench in this plan, but still should be good enough nonetheless. So this is actually a pretty easy overall game here. You know, just regular old hard, 80 rounds, just nothing crazy, nothing special, no real crazy rules or anything like that. Most players, again, going to dominate this one, but I kind of want to just walk you guys through my strategy here. We're going to go for an alchemized wizard boomerang Gwendolyn combo strat, basically. I think Wizard probably in the front here is probably a little bit better, but try to keep everybody in range of Gwendolyn if you can, because she's got that power up, you know? She's going to burst everybody to flames around us. Also, today's topic of choice is going to be plants. What? Just plants, Chris? What does that mean? I left it broad because I didn't know where I wanted to go with it. I'm just going to talk. You guys can just listen. We'll see if something fun happens here. The reason why I like to talk about plants is because I feel there's... they happen all around us. You know, they're everywhere. You got grass and trees and weeds and dandelions and, you know, whatever the heck else you want to have. You got house plants and around you. A lot of people grow gardens and obviously eat tons of stuff from these things, right? Well, yeah, I mean, that kind of means that there's a lot going on there. But be careful here, by the way. I'm going to end up going for a 2-3 boomerang here to pop the purples. But right now, my biggest weakness is definitely purples and or camo purples in particular. I do have this guy in the back, which should be able to take care of most of them. But later on, we still will have to deal with camo purples in a different way as well. So plants are all around us. I feel like people generally have a pretty good understanding of plants, but not everything. Now, keep in mind that I used to work at a garden center for a long time, so I feel like I have at least a slightly better understanding of plants than most people. But the weird thing about talking to you guys is that plants in different areas are so much different from each other. I know that might sound stupid and meaningless to you guys, but some of you guys might literally live in some sort of jungle biome or something like that, where it's just like the weirdest, coolest looking plants that could be poisonous and kill you. Where like I walk outside and there's literally nothing outside that could kill me. No trees, no plants, no animals. I mean, like, there's really nothing. Like, the coyotes are probably the worst thing that could possibly kill me. But even then, I'm like just not worried about them, you know, like I like Luna like met some coyotes one time, so just so you understand what I'm talking about here. There's nothing that can really kill me, but there might be other people that live in different areas where the type of plants that I'm talking about don't really matter. But this is a really cool system for you guys to understand, because I think most people probably have grass, all right? Most people, not everybody, but most people probably have some sort of grass or something like that. And I feel like one thing that people should understand are the 3 numbers in fertilizers. All right, I know this sounds goofy and it doesn't seem like it matters all that much, but the number one main thing to make plants grow is going to be, if you haven't realized, besides water and sunlight, it's going to be fertilizer, right? You want to make sure that they have the right nutrients. So the 3 macronutrients, the nutrients that they like really need, that they kind of run out of in a lot of situations, is going to be nitrogen. Let's get some bigger stacks here. Nitrogen. Oh my God, we're losing lives here, man. That is scary stuff. Scary stuff. I don't like it. So it's going to be nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. All right, so those are the big three here. A lot of people will say that it's difficult to understand like what plants need and all that stuff. Not really. If you ever look at a bag of fertilizer, the three main things it'll have on there is three numbers. It'll say, you know, like something like 20. Oh my God, Chris, what are you doing here, bro? You need that ninja, I guess. Let's get that ninja going here. Just to kind of clean these guys up. I don't think I need anything harder than that, though. Definitely our weakness here. Purples and camo. I was telling you guys I need to worry about that, and I got into my plant talk, and I totally forgot about it. But anyways, we're probably just going to go Grandmaster, or just Blue Jitsu here. And I'm going to throw down a random Super Monkey in the back here and just let him clean everything else up. Probably just a Plasma or something like that. Again, another tower that's weak against purples that I just don't really care about. But you'll see, if you ever look at like a bag of fertilizer or something like that, you're going to see three big numbers on there. Nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. And what the numbers are going to mean is the percentage of the weight that they are. A lot of them will be like 888, you know, 2084 or something like that. I'll say, well, the first number is probably the most important because nitrogen is like the big one, all right? One of the more common elements around. It's basically like the building block of plants almost. And then we've got carbon, but like if you had to pick a different one, it'd be nitrogen. It's big. You need it, all right? You need it to grow the plants. And what happens is a lot of people, when they cut their grass, they'll end up mowing the grass, and they'll take the tops of the grass with them, and then they'll put it out on the curb, and somebody will take away their grass, right? And you're like, oh, well, that's the way you're supposed to do it. Well, maybe. But then what you're doing is you're taking the nitrogen out of the soil, and you're putting it in bags, and you're taking it and shipping it away. So if you do that, make sure you're definitely fertilizing your grass with some nitrogen here and there, or just any fertilizer, really, and just kind of let them do their thing. You know what? I think I've changed my mind. I think we're going to go Archmage, guys. We've got a pretty good combo right now. Round 63 is a little bit difficult, so we're going to watch out. We're going to be a little careful. We're going to make sure we throw down at least one cocktail, one of these, and one cocktail again for round 63, even though I'm pretty confident that our current towers, without too much help, will be able to take them down. But here you go. You throw it down. Oh, crap. Oh, my God. Holy crap. We missed. We missed. Let's throw it down a little bit early. This time, oh, and then we throw it all the way in the back there. How terrible are we? But let's go for that Archmage, man. That's kind of a fun, cool tower. He's very strong, very beefy. I think we can probably just sell our Super Monkey to make it happen even better, too, because I think he's kind of soaking up a lot of my alchemizing power here. So what I do with my grass is I mulch it. What that means is you basically, instead of, you know, putting it in the bags and then, you know, getting rid of it and throwing it out, I just chop it up and put it back on the top of the grass, and then it kind of decays and dies, and the nitrogen doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't leave. It just goes whoop, right back into the soil, right? Or at least that's the way you plan on making it happen. There's always losses places, right? But that's kind of the way to do it. So I guess this turned into sort of a lawn talk with Chris. Like, I'm not an expert. I'll be the first person to admit I'm not an expert at all. But that's a pretty important aspect. I prefer mulching unless for some odd reason it's unbelievably tall or something like that. So a lot of times what you're supposed to do is for regular bushes, just a quick note for you guys, man, just remember this. For regular bushes, if they're sticky, all right, if they're like sort of tree-like, branch-like, you shouldn't really cut them down at all. Those will survive the winter and like come back the next year. But if they're very soft or planty, instead of cutting them back, what you should do instead is what did I just say? If they're sticky, leave them alone. If they're very soft and like flexible and stuff like that, you usually should cut them down in fall. So you can literally just take half the plant, maybe even 3/4 of the plant, and just chop it down near the ground, 6 inches, a foot, or something like that. And then the next year they're going to pop back up with like new growth instead. All that old stuff will just get in the way, be garbage, right? So you got to be careful, even like with hostas and stuff like that. All the new growth just comes right in, and if you have too much old crappy growth, it'll get in the way. All right, so oh my God. But with evergreens, now this is interesting. If you don't want evergreens to grow, which does happen quite often, by the way, all you got to do is you got to chop off the fresh little green new growth that's popping up there. Just chop that off, and then they'll be like, oh crap, our new growth didn't grow. Let's not grow anymore. And then your evergreens will just still be green, but not get any bigger. It's kind of nice, right? Weird, guarded talk with Chris, I guess. I'm sure most of you guys know this already, but perennials come back every year. Annuals only come up 1 year, and then they die. But the cool thing about annuals is that they'll end up coming back. They'll reflower multiple times throughout the season, and they'll flower the entire season. So the entire spring until fall, they'll flower that entire time, where perennials will only bloom for maybe 4 weeks, maybe 6 weeks out of the year, something like that. So you're really limiting the amount of time you're getting. So it's a payoff. Do you want to go back and replant your annuals every year just so they flower for 3 or 4 months? Instead of just having a perennial that comes back every year, but only flowers for maybe 4 weeks. It's only pretty for 4 weeks. Something you got to keep in mind for sure. Anyways, Monkey Town, not too shabby for us. We do take it down here, guys. That's where we're going to end it for today. Of course, if you guys enjoyed my weird little video here, make sure you press that like button for me. I'd really appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't. If you like Chris's stories, let me know if you have anything in particular you want me to talk about. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll try and get it done for you guys as soon as possible. Thanks so much, and have a super duper delicious day.